Hey, this is Paul MAZURKIEWICZ, the drummer from Cannibal Corpse, and you are reading Metallian Magazine. Yeah, thanks for having me. Great to be back in France. It's going great. Great bill. We got, two great bands, Revocation and Eon, and we're excited to be playing with them guys. We've had some great shows so far, so we're looking forward to the rest of the tour, being some 6 shows like they have been. So, yeah, it's been a great tour. It's a great bill. Just basically what you read. I can't say anything more because there's nothing more to elaborate. What you read is what happened. That's all we know. We put out that big statement, and we weren't able to play shows, and those were the reasons why, and that's all we know. So we're going to leave it at that.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to find out what happened, go to our website or what have you. We made a big statement, and that's all we can really say at this point. Luckily for us, no. That was a stipulation why we ended up going to Russia. I mean, the promoters took a risk, so if anything's going to happen financially, it wasn't going to be on our end. So, but that was that. It happens. I mean, and it happened. So it's unfortunate. The fans lose out. That's really all it comes down to. The fans lose out, and they did. So it's unfortunate that it has to happen in this day and age. So what are you going to do? We move on. That's all we can do. The fans that lost out. So. Oh yeah, we've been doing great for 26 years. I mean, we're still around, and I would imagine. That's why we're still around, because people are buying our records, and they're coming to our shows and all that. So it's been a constant, since the beginning of the band. If anything, we're probably getting maybe a little bit bigger. That dictates record sales. But for the shows, we've had our fans come out, and they've always come out. So we're fortunate to be a worldwide band, an international band that can, get fans to come out in pretty much every city we play. So it's just been an uphill climb, a slowly gradual climb up the hill or up the ladder, but we've been doing our thing for 26 years, and that's just what we do. And, well, like I said, luckily we have a fan base for this, so. It depends, I guess. We got some great shows and great places throughout the world, so that everyone's going to be a little bit different. It's hard to dictate, you can't play a Saturday night in every city, in every country, or a Friday, which it would be ideal. So, it's hard to say, but we know we have, all the shows we go and play are great, and there's great fans, so it's all relative, but, yeah, I don't know. South America's got some great rabid fans. It's just that they're into really heavy stuff. We go down there and the fans go absolutely, berserk. And then you got other countries like Japan where they come to the show, but they're not as crazy as people. So it just depends. But like I said, we're fortunate to be able to go in every part of the world and every country we play in. Fans are there and they've come to see us, whether they're going completely sick off the walls or they're just standing there watching, So we're fortunate, like I said, to have been around this long and to play for, all around the world and have fans throughout the whole world, so. Yeah, we played with a bunch of different bands. I mean, I'd say in the beginning years we've played with a lot of more death metal bands, but over the years we've done some tours that are mixed tours, maybe not so much in Europe. In the States we do a lot of these. So, there's just so many different kinds of heavy music these days, I mean, and that's good, I guess. It's a big mix of just extreme music, whether, whatever exactly, like the big thing, I guess, on this tour is like Revocation. What are Revocation? We don't know. They don't know. I mean, they're just a mix of everything, They got their heavy, fast stuff, their slow stuff, their rock stuff. I mean, they're a great band, and they're a great adverse, extreme band. So, but that's just the way music has gone over the years, I guess. Like I said, there's just so much diversity now in extreme music, and a lot of it can intertwine, and and this tour seems to be showing that example. Why I believe they have their their fans are coming out, and I would hope our fans would like them as well. But so far so good. So yeah, it's just good to be able to to have some mixes every now and then. You don't want to do every tour being a just a complete death metal package or what have you. So it's good to mix it up. Not really. I just we're old and they're young, so that's the difference. We're with young guys now. We're the old guys. So back when we started, we were the young guys. So I think that's just where we've been around, we've done it. So the difference is exactly seeing younger guys that obviously haven't maybe been on the road very often, and it's a little different. So it's good to see the excitement of bands like that, and it keeps you young too. So that's pretty much the big difference, I guess. Yeah, it's different, what we do for a living is much different than what most people would do. I mean, so yes, music has to take us away from our homes. We've known that since the beginning. That was our dream. It was what we wanted to do. Once you get older and of course maybe you have families and your mentality maybe changes in some extent, I mean, it's a little more difficult. I mean, you just got to balance it out. I mean, if you can't, then I guess you're not going to do it anymore. You're going to quit. You're going to do something else. So, I mean, it's just a matter of being exactly in a proper state of mind. Maybe not everybody can do that, but we are fortunate to have that gradual, kind of way of doing it this way. Myself, I'm married now, I have a daughter. I hate leaving her. She's going to be 9. In a few months, but obviously I was in the band well before I met my wife and had my daughter and all this, and this is what I do it for a living. This is my job. So it's one thing if it wasn't my job, yes, maybe it would be more difficult. Why am I out here? I'm not 20 years old. I have a family to take care of. If I can't take care of my family, well, then I guess I can't be out here doing this, because it's not feasible. It just doesn't make sense anymore. So it's hard, yeah, I know she don't want me being gone. My wife don't like me being gone as much, but at the same time, this is what I do, and you just have to be in a different state of mind to be able to make it through, knowing that you're going to be home eventually, and just being happy, I think if those things all fall into place, it's not that hard. If you have a hard relationship, if you have problems personally, well, then things will be more difficult in life in general. So I think, yeah, it's different, but it works. We're making it work, so that's all you can do. Those are things we'll consider. Right now, we haven't, obviously. It's been, pretty much on the go since we started. The older we get here, there's talk of all that. So who knows? I mean, this is what you do. I mean, if we may be able to scale down slightly, who knows? But, right now we're about to, once this tour is finished, this will be our longest European tour like we ever have done, which is crazy to think 26 years in, I mean, you thought this would have happened when we were younger, but, so we'll see how we feel. If we can get all through all these tours and, feel good about ourselves, and excuse me, who knows? Maybe we'll be able to, do more touring like this. But at the same time, yeah, we're all getting older. So maybe in a year from now, we're like, you know what, we need to cut back because for our sanity, for our health, and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens. Only the future will tell, and we take it day by day at this point. So we'll see. Yeah, of course. I mean, I think I think that's the success in life. I mean, not everybody gets everything handed to them. You got to work for it. And that's just a rule of life. So I think we've all had that mentality. Growing up, starting this band, we all were from backgrounds of middle class, working class backgrounds. You work hard to get where you're at, and yeah, and then we were taught that by our parents and all this. So it's kind of, to us, it's just that's what you do. And it doesn't seem like any other way would make sense. I don't understand. So I think it's a bit of everything: hard work, being at the right place at the right time. Getting a little lucky, all that kind of stuff. Plays into it. But bottom line though, you got to work hard. So I think it shows as well. We're not going through the motions. We're writing music. We love to write. We love playing this kind of music. If we didn't, I think it would be apparent, and maybe you're not getting through to everybody because they can see that. So so we're fortunate to have a big following of fans that know what to expect, and and we know what to expect of ourselves, and I think that's key. So but yeah, you always got to stay working. Otherwise, what? I mean, you're gonna be dead soon enough, I guess. Life's too short.